What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Councilmen podcast. I am your host for today, Albert Wiradharma, and I'm joined by two of my closest friends right now, right here. And it is Andrew Just and Matt Carnahan. As you can tell, Kelvin, Ariq, and Teguh is still unavailable. Ariq is still working on his college stuff. He just started his semester, so he's still working on some stuff. Teguh, I have no clue what his status is. And Kelvin, he's on the airplane right now, flying back to Japan. So, in order to, not replace them, to substitute them temporarily, I got Andrew and Matt, which they will say that they are avid movie fans. Would you guys agree?
I'd like to think so, Albert.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So, Andrew, Matt, you guys want to say how do we know each other?
I don't know. I just met you.
And I regularly kick Matt's butt in the movie trivia club every week.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah. We all met from this movie trivia club that we are all a part of, called Real Genius in Purdue. So if you're watching or listening right now and you're in Purdue, well, check us out. It's called Real Genius, and we meet every Wednesday. And yeah, we're all friends over there, and we meet each other over there. And Andrew, you said you beat Matt's ass, I believe. Matt kicked your ass twice.
All the time.
Didn't Matt beat you twice?
Not in my recollection. No, I ceded the belt to Matt, but we all see myself as the true winner of the tournament.
Yeah.
It's like Rocky.
All right, ordinary winner. We gave it to Andrew.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Transformers.
Ooh.
Black Sparrow.
Deep cut. All right, but yeah. So for today's episode, we will be talking about our most anticipated movie for fall 2019, or basically the film that is out for the rest of the year. This is is fall actually already arriving, or is it still not yet fall?
Technically it's like September 21st, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
About a week.
So yeah, we're still in summer technically, and then fall's happening. So we're right on track with this scheduling of this episode. So we'll be talking about our most anticipated one. We'll see if we have any duplicates in terms of our list. We all have a respective list, and yeah, I think that is what we're going to be talking about. And before we go on with that, before we start, if you guys have not subscribed to our podcast feed, check out us at the Councilmen podcast on Apple, Spotify, Castbox, Anchor. Everywhere you listen to your podcast, you can go there, subscribe, leave us a 5-star review. If you leave a 5-star review, we'll read out your review on the show, as well as you can subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're watching it on the YouTube channel right now. And if you're watching live, chime in the live chat, and we will shout you out possibly. So yeah, we got our first live chat already. Coolin325 says nice. And he also says, "Lol, Andrew."
Yeah, dude. For sure, dude.
You guys know who that is? I have no clue who that is.
No, I don't know.
Is that Colin?
That is Colin.
Who knows?
Colin was on the last episode when we talked about It Chapter 2 spoiler review. So if you have not checked that out, go check that out as well. And yeah, let's just get started. Before we get started to the actual list. So summer is technically over, sort of. And there are a lot of good summer movies. So I just want to throw it out to you guys first. Andrew, is there one particular summer movie that you think people should watch? Do you think they missed out on, or one of your favorites, I guess? And let's not count Avengers Endgame, because let's be honest, it's not technically summer. It was released before summer. So
yeah, I've for sure got one, but I'm not sure if it's beating a dead horse or not. Booksmart, Albert, is killer, dude. That movie's so good, and it did not get a big enough box office draw.
Yeah, I agree with you. If you weren't saying Booksmart, I would have said Booksmart, because I adore that film. As soon as I leave the theater, my first instinct was like, damn, I want to watch that again. It was so much fun. So,
yeah, right. Yeah, I saw it a couple times even. It just,
oh, really?
I think that's like I still think it's better than Superbad, but it's like the Superbad of the generation. I think it fits, man.
I agree with you that it's better than Superbad, and I don't know. I found it funnier than Superbad, if that's even possible.
Yeah, well, it's just more modern, and I think, I don't think it'll be that dated by it either. It feels like one of those movies that's going to fit as more of a time capsule than just some sort of dated movie. I think it'll pass the test of time and just be a great comedy.
Yeah, and it also have some very interesting artistic feature, I guess, with the stop motion scene.
Yeah.
Matt, did you see Booksmart?
Yes, I did.
What you
I
think of
saw
it?
it. Yeah, I really liked it. I did not see it in theaters. I just saw it online. But yeah, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and well, since you said that, is there another film that you think people should miss? I mean, people missed out on, or people should have seen, or one of your favorites from the
I
summer?
can't think of any that people should watch, but I can think of one that people should miss, and that is Dark Phoenix.
Should miss.
Yeah, just don't watch it. That's all I got.
Right. Nice way to take my tongue twister into something part of the conversation.
Yep.
But yeah, I thought Andrew was gonna say John Wick Chapter 3, honestly. But
Dude, that's like so
Okay.
mainstream though. Everybody, if you didn't see that, you're already dead to me. So I'm not trying to talk to you anymore.
yeah, I guess I will just. Okay, that's not summer. I guess I will just shout out. There's not that much that I like from the summer. That's all.
Dude, it's like Toy Story 4.
Okay. This is not the best thing, but if you want an action comedy, Stuber was not bad.
I like Stuber quite a bit. Yeah.
Didn't you saw it at the? Oh man, you went to the film.
Yeah, I
festival.
saw it at South by Southwest.
South by Southwest.
Yeah, it was really cool. And Kumail Nanjiani was there, and I almost peed myself. It was really great. I was so excited.
Wait, you almost what?
No, I almost peed myself with excitement, but it's not. Everybody pees themselves every once in a while. It's not like, let's not make a big deal out of it,
Well, not in front of Kumail Nanjiani, but okay.
No, I was standing right next to Emily V. Gordon, and I was like,
oh, she was there too?
Yeah, and I was like, should I say I really like The Big Sick, or is that like too fanboy-y? And I was just standing there in line at the bar, and then I just kept being like, no, not yet. No, not yet. And then eventually somebody else started talking to her, and it was the biggest heartbreak of my life.
Yeah, fair enough. Big Stick is a very charming film.
Oh, Colin missed John Wick.
Yeah, Colin just mentioned he said
no.
he didn't. Colin in the live chat said he didn't saw John Wick. So
dude, come on,
Andrew, you can beat him come Wednesday.
Yeah, it's so good. There's nothing else doing that sort of choreography and stuff right now. It's honestly,
And yeah, just
Albert, you saw it with me in theaters.
I know you went nuts.
You're
You're screaming.
Yeah,
but
like in a
fear, but
respectful way.
enjoy.
Yeah, in a respectful way too.
Yeah, and just one last shout out as you're talking about choreography. There is certain choreography that happens that includes augmented reality or virtual reality. I don't know what it's called, but it's Spider-Man Far From Home. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah,
and of course, one of the best post-credit scenes of all time. And we don't know what the fate of Spider-Man is right now, but there was a good film while it happened.
Yeah, man. As long as J.K. Simmons is a part of something, it's probably going to be good. At least modern J.K. Yeah.
Or modern J.K. What's wrong with old J.K.? With older J.K.?
No, but like when you're coming up, you have to make random choices. I guess he did just recently do Justice League, but that's not bad. I wanted to see more Commissioner Gordon, and I hope we get some.
Yeah, fair. I don't know. I honestly don't know what the fate of the worlds of DC or DCEU or whatever they're calling it right now.
Yeah. Spider-Man and DC all in flux, I guess.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, well, we're talking about Spider-Man or DC. There might be, there won't be a Spider-Man film upcoming in the rest of the year, nor there will be another Marvel film, I believe. But there is another DC film that could pop up in one of our lists. We'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, is there any other summer movies that you guys want to shout out while we're still in this topic for now? No?
I mean,
I liked Aladdin a lot.
Aladdin?
Yeah.
Aladdin was not
it
bad.
wasn't amazing, but I think you should see it.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was all right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I don't even consider that summer, although I guess it's still summer. But yeah, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood's worth it. It's just very Tarantino. So, I mean, I feel like people know whether they should or shouldn't see that movie.
A lot of feet shot in that film.
That's probably going to end up in my top 3 for the year, if I had to guess.
Okay. All right, so yeah, I guess we can move on from our favorite / must-see summer movies. Once again, check out Booksmart because it's actually really, really good.
Yeah.
And let's talk about our most anticipated films for the rest of the year. I just realized Matt asked me during the pre-show, should we go from the bottom or from the top, and I've never answered that. So I guess we'll discuss this right now while on the show. Do you guys want to talk from the bottom of your list or from the top?
I mean, I say go top so that we all get to
cover
hit
at
our
least.
own
Yeah.
one by one.
All right,
I
then.
guess. Well, bottom's a good. Wow,
Yeah,
that's a great question, Matt.
All right, you know what? Let's just go random. If you guys, is there a film that you guys want to shout out and we talk about it? If not, then not. Doesn't matter.
I
mean-
start at the bottom, and then work our
Okay.
way up.
Okay, well, let's just see how it goes. Let's
Okay.
throw it to Matt first. Matt, what is a film that you're excited for the rest of 2019 and why?
Okay, so the first one. This is not my most like the most anticipated, but it's up there. I'm gonna go with Knives Out, Ryan Johnson's next movie, and it comes out November 27, so a day after my birthday. And I think I'm really a huge fan of like whodunit mystery movies, and it's got like a huge cast, really good cast. So that's my first movie I'm gonna shout out.
Yeah, I have Knives Out in my list as well. I'm very excited for that one because
Yeah.
it have like the vibe of the movie Clue from the 1980s, and I adore that film because of the slapstick comedy of it. And this
Yeah.
feels like sort of Clue, maybe a little bit more serious. And I have not seen Ryan Johnson's work outside of Last Jedi, so I'm actually very excited for this one.
You haven't seen Looper?
That's
Nope,
where.
haven't seen.
Okay, so this is where we run into an issue. Is Knives Out is it's my number 2 film that I'm most excited for the rest of the year.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Johnson is an incredible director, man. Brick is one of my all-time favorites, and so I'm excited to see him return to this like crime mystery sort of thing. Brothers Bloom was really great. That doesn't get enough credit. Johnson like just thrives in that area, where it's just like crime with some twist. Looper is like, time travel crime, and Brick
Mhm.
is like crime in high school, but also it's a noir film and stuff like that. I'm so excited to see what he does with the whodunit genre.
Yeah, and I feel like it can. I feel like it have a huge potential. I mean, just look at the cast alone: Chris Evans, Daniel Craig, Lakeith Stanfield,
Yeah.
Michael Shannon, Jamie Lee Curtis, Toni Collette, Ana de Armas. I'm missing several people. Christopher Plummer is in it. Catherine Langford.
Yeah.
Jaden, what's his last name now? He changed his name.
Martell.
Jaden Martell. He used to be called Jaden Lieberher. So yeah, that is a stack cast.
Yeah. I'm psyched, man.
And yeah, in case you guys are wondering, I actually put Knives Out in my number 1 just because of that cast alone, and it looks great. Just from the trailer alone, it looks great.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm excited to see what Ryan Johnson's filmography can bring, because honestly, I'm not familiar with his filmography. So yeah.
You should check it out, even beforehand. I had my brother and dad watch all of Taika Waititi's pre-catalog before they saw Thor Ragnarok to be
Yeah.
prepared for his style.
Yeah, and as Colin also pointed out in the live chat, I think he's telling me to watch Brick, just like what Andrew just said.
Yes.
So yeah, I will, if I can find the time, watch Brick and watch Looper before Knives Out come out, which is out when is it out?
That's
September.
Thanksgiving, man.
Oh, November
I think it's
27.
Thanksgiving.
November
Yeah.
27. So yeah, and because I listened to this show called Collider Movie Talk, and the host is Perrin Imroff, which I know Matt is familiar with. And she went to TIFF, Toronto International Film Festival, and she mentioned usually whenever they left TIFF, there's always a vibe of what film might win the Oscars, and it's not always a guarantee, because last year they said the most favorite was A Star Is Born, and of course, for going to the Oscars, Star Is Born had lots of hype and eventually didn't win, but it was
Yeah.
like heading in there. And
Star
according,
Wars was losing its head to the Golden Globes at that point. Yeah.
yeah, exactly, and yeah, according to Perrin Imroff, in this year's TIFF, she feels like the top 3 contenders for the Best Picture winner are Knives Out, Joker, and Jojo Rabbit. So that's an interesting trio.
That's an interesting list, man.
That is very interesting list.
I'm
yeah.
so curious to see. That's an interesting prediction.
All right, so Andrew, let's move on to you. What is a film that you're excited to see?
Yeah, I mean, starting from the bottom, I mean, I'd have to say I'm curious about Ad Astra. That's one of the ones I only have it on the bottom. That's coming out next week.
Yeah, it is.
And I have avoided pretty much anything about it, so I don't know anything about it. I just know space
Yeah, same.
and Brad Pitt, and I like that, So I'm very excited to see where that could go. There's always like a space story every year or two, and it's done by like a high profile production company and director and actor in it, and I don't know. It's always interesting to see what's done with that sort of stuff.
That was actually my number 2.
And why is that?
It just looks really cool. Like Andrew, I've avoided most of the marketing and trailers, but even after like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I'm kind of interested to see Brad Pitt's like next movie, just to see what he does with it. I've heard really good things about it too.
Pitt is fantastic. He gets plenty of credit as an actor, but that dude like works. He produces behind the scenes a lot, and he gives a lot of input on what he works on, and I just think he makes a lot of his projects more interesting just by being a part of them.
Yeah.
And sometimes supporting them from behind the scenes, and I really admire that. So I'm always curious to see what he's putting forward.
Yeah, but if I'm being honest, I don't have Ad Astra in my list because I saw one trailer and it honestly doesn't interest me that much. It feels, I don't know, it feels just like another space movie, and I don't even know what Ad Astra is supposed to mean. And
I'm sure we'll know by the end of the movie.
I don't even know who's directing this. It says James. I'm not familiar with James Gray's work, as well as I cannot remember the last time Brad Pitt stars in his own film, like as the lead star. That is like very, very good.
Dude, but he's so charismatic, and like he's a true Hollywood movie star. Like, argue whether or not they still exist, just in terms of box office draw. But they still exist in terms of charisma and like how they can handle themselves as a leading man. And I think when you say leading man, he's one of the first to come to mind with Clooney and like DiCaprio.
Yeah, I guess you can put Tom Cruise in that conversation as well. But Tom Cruise, I guess, is heading to the action side nowadays. But yeah. So yeah, it's coming out, like Andrew said, it's coming out next week, I believe. The embargo reviews have been out, so I don't know how positive or how negative it is.
It's really high.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it has really good reviews.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm just not too excited for it. It just looks fine, and might be controversial, and maybe that's why I'm not too excited for this. I'm not a big fan of Interstellar, so this trailer feels like Interstellar.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, it's not controversial on this panel.
Wait, so all three of us is not a fan of Interstellar?
Look, I
think it's like
it's just not up to Nolan's standard.
Fair.
Yeah.
I think Ad Astra reminds me of First Man from last year, but First Man had a couple of reactions that were not as positive, just in terms of like the story and kind of being a little boring. But I kind of see this being a little bit like more successful in that way.
Yeah. I feel like Ad Astra will have more appeal.
Yeah.
I'm biased. I'm gonna love anything Damien Chazelle does the rest of his life. So
fair.
Yeah.
All right. Last thing before we move on from Ad Astra, what do you think Ad Astra is in the film, or will we ever find out what it actually means? Prediction right now.
Latin root. I'm sure you can look it up. I mean, Astra could be like a root for astronaut, right? Aerospace astronaut.
Is it really?
Man. I'm not smart there. I know about movies, dude.
All right. Matt, you have a prediction of what Ad Astra means?
No, and I don't really care, to be honest. Find out later.
I guess we'll find out during the day when we see it or we will not see it.
Yeah.
So yeah, and Colin chime in the live show. I like Interstellar with a sad face, sad emoji. Well, we're not judging you, Colin, but we're just not fans of Interstellar.
Yeah, shouted out White House.
Judging you a little bit.
Which might be in one of our lists. We'll see. Yeah. All right, so my list, the number one film I'm most excited about is Shaun the Sheep, the movie Farmageddon. No, I'm just kidding. I just found out that's a film, actually. I was looking up a list of films coming out.
Is it coming out this year?
And it's coming out this year. It's called Shaun the Sheep, the movie Farmageddon.
Okay. I mean,
I just found it out.
Yeah.
I'm not excited for it, but it's interesting that it's out there.
Yeah, maybe when you're having a few drinks with friends.
Yeah. So yeah, since Matt said Knives Out, I have another one that's very high up in the list, and I talked about it last show. I talked about it several shows before that too, because I am just so excited for this. The trailer looks amazing, and I love the original film. And this one is a sequel, and it's called Doctor Sleep. I
Okay.
am so excited for this. The Shining is one of my all-time favorite horror films, and I've never read the Shining book. I've never read this one, but I'm just so excited. Ewan McGregor is of course playing adult Danny Torrance, and then my God, I'm forgetting the name of the director again. He did The Hunting of Hill House. I'm gonna Google that right now.
Yeah.
Mike Flanagan. Mike Flanagan, I believe that's his name. He's doing Doctor
Okay.
Sleep. So I'm excited for it. And the reason why I was so excited for it, as I said in the previous episode, is that the build up to it was so confusing to me because I don't know if you guys are familiar, but Stephen King has expressed that he's not a fan of Stanley Kubrick's The Shining because it's not faithful.
Yeah.
So going into the production of this, people don't know if it's going to be an adaptation of Doctor Sleep or an adaptation for the sequel of the Shining movie. We never know that until the actual film, and then they reveal it with the actual song, with the song from the original film, as well as the Overlook Hotel and everything. So it's sort of confirmed that it is a sequel to the actual film. So it makes me really excited for this. And
That's interesting. Yeah.
yeah, Rebecca Ferguson's in it. It seems more like a trailer than a horror, unlike the original film. But I'm so excited.
I mean, yeah, that's yeah. Didn't Stephen King make his own version of The Shining, like that was more faithful to the books?
Wait, did he really?
I think there's a movie that's like a more faithful to the books version of The Shining, and so I guess I always thought that Doctor Sleep was just going to be an adaptation of the follow-up book, but I didn't know anything about that with the Overlook Hotel and like actually setting up as a sequel to the Jack Nicholson version. That's interesting, and I love Ewan McGregor, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But you're not a fan of horror, are you, Andrew?
No, I'm not.
Have you seen the first one?
Yeah, I mean that's like so classic that I checked it out. My uncle had me check it out.
What is Jaws?
I mean, Jaws is a thriller, technically.
Yeah, but like, I feel like Jaws is more of a classic than The Shining.
Wait, you've never seen Jaws?
Yeah, no comment.
Oh wow. Okay.
Let's just end it here.
Okay.
Dick.
Yeah. Matt, are you excited for Doctor Sleep?
It's not on my list, and
okay.
Here's the thing. I don't like The Shining. Okay, I recognize that it's good, but I don't like it.
I can respect that.
Yeah. That being said, I'm excited for other people to see Doctor Sleep, and I kind of want to see it, but I'm not all that thrilled about it, like being connected to The Shining, just because I'm not really thrilled with that movie. But yeah, it's kind of a weird in between. I might end up seeing it, but I don't know. I really am interested to see Rebecca Ferguson as the villain.
Yeah, as a villain to redeem herself from her horrible villainous role in Men in Black International. Just boring AF.
We don't talk.
Oh my god, dude! I might watch Men in Black International. I've had a friend vehemently argue against me watching it, even if I like going into it knowing that I think it's gonna suck. But I'll let you guys know how I feel about Rebecca Ferguson after that.
Yeah. By the way, Andrew, you were saying Stephen King have his own version of The Shining. There actually is a 3-part horror television miniseries.
Yes,
that is very faithful that Stephen King produced on, directed by Mick Garris. And yeah, the poster looks terrible. That's all I can judge. I can only see the poster. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it was as well received as the one that's going to go down in time as a horror classic.
Debatable, but yeah. But yeah, I'm so excited for this one. They're gonna be diving into more the psychological of The Shining, which is like telepathy part of it. So yeah, it's going to be haunting. The music, of course, is back, and it's gonna be hopefully it's scary because Mike Flanagan did a pretty good job with all his previous stuff.
Yeah,
and we'll throw it back to Andrew with another film. But before we get to that, Ariq, who is my co-host on the show, he chimed in on the live chat. Teguh will be excited for Shaun the Sheep, the movie. And that's fair because, in case you guys don't know, Teguh, my other co-host, he is a fan of sheep. He's obsessed with wool and not wool. He's obsessed with live sheep. I don't know if he's obsessed with wool or not, but he's obsessed with live sheep. So he'll probably be excited for Shaun the Sheep, the movie.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So all right, Andrew, let's go back to you. What is another film that you're excited about?
Yeah, since I'm still coming from the bottom of my list, and I hate to do this as a big DC fan, but Joker is not at the top for me. I'm super curious about it, and I think I might really enjoy it, but I'm terrified of the discourse around it. So my excitement is kind of tempered by it, you know?
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Yeah, Joker, surprisingly, not in my top 5 as well.
Yeah. I'm super curious. I'm not counting it out, and I do like that DC's taking it in a new direction. They're allowing directors to kind of follow their own vision. So I'm much more excited for it than even I probably would have been about Shazam, and I loved Shazam. But it's just, it could go in a very wrong way, and that's, just whether it's edgelord dark or
I mean,
not respecting.
there has been a bit of a backlash saying that it might be sending the wrong message or something like that, because
Right.
oh, you're supposed to pity the guy who have a breakdown, and then
I don't think we should say any movie where the protagonist has is a bad person is not going to be a good movie, because that's just, storytelling should allow that difference, and it should count on the audience having some sort of ability to discern what's right and wrong. That's exactly why I'm worried about the discourse. Is if it does do something that's challenging, people are going to take it the wrong way, and people are going to say anybody who likes the movie sucks because others take it the wrong way, and stuff like that, and it's all going to get messy.
Yeah, that's fair. And I'm not too sure why I didn't put Joker in the top of my list. I mean, the trailer looks exciting. I think Joaquin Phoenix gonna nail the role. Look
Yeah.
at how skinny he is. He lost so much weight, and then his laugh is so creepy as a Joker. But
Yeah.
it just, I don't know. I'm just okay with the excitement level. I'm gonna see it definitely first on the opening weekend, but I don't know. There's other film that I'm more excited about.
Yeah. I mean, I think Joaquin's going to be great. It's really weird that, what is it, Todd Phillips is directing, the dude who did
Director of Hangover.
Due Date and The Hangover. Yeah. But the last trailer honestly kind of threw me off. It's weird to see Mark Maron acting. I just think of him as a podcast host at this point, almost. But I mean, he's a great comedian. The last trailer threw me off a bit, but it's the reason why it's probably lower on my list.
Yeah, people say it have King of Comedy, or those old Scorsese films, because is Scorsese actually producing this? Because I know at one point he's supposed to direct it.
Yeah, there were rumors about that when Leo DiCaprio was linked to it. Do you remember that?
Really?
No, do you remember the beginning of the rumor cycle? Yeah, it was a part of the cycle where it was oh, they're making a standalone movie. Scorsese's attached. And then people started spreading rumors about Leo being on it. And it was always that one I saw, and I was like, I don't know about that. But
yeah, I mean, Joaquin Phoenix, I feel like is a better fit for that.
Joaquin Phoenix is great, yeah. And he's an incredible actor.
Not to forget Zazie Beetz from Deadpool 2, and Robert De Niro is also going to be in the film. So
yeah, and Brian Tyree Henry.
Oh, is he really?
Incredible in Atlanta, yeah.
Yeah. Since none of us have seen it, since it's going to be released in October 4th, as far as I know, I've heard one person who's seen it and reviewed it, and he mentions, non-spoilery, he just mentions though that 90% of the film, okay, let me rephrase that. Joaquin Phoenix is in 90% of the film. So it's very much a very centered Joaquin Phoenix story. Yeah. So that should be interesting.
I guess that's kind of what I expect.
I mean, I don't think every other superhero nowadays, there's at least they focus on some supporting characters, but this one is very heavy into Joaquin.
Yeah, I mean, this is about the downfall of a man. It's not a superhero story.
That's fair.
So I think that's why you need to give him all this attention. Speaking, I mean, just because we're talking about Joaquin Phoenix for a second, have you guys seen You Were Never Really Here?
Nope. It was on my watch list last year, but I never got to it.
Yeah, it's one of my all-time favorites from last year, and he's his bigger performances I think have been from a bit longer ago. Inherent Vice is one of the last ones I remember, but that movie is absolutely worth it, and it's one of the best performances I've ever seen from him. So coming off of that, he basically plays sort of this crazed veteran. They're not crazed even. I don't know. He plays this really he has this energy that's just terrifying. And after I saw that, and then also was like, oh, he's gonna be the Joker. I'm like, he's gonna really be able to pull that off. That like
Yeah,
there's something
I can
behind the
see that.
eyes. There's something more that's driving him and affecting him in really unique ways. So I'm psyched for that.
Yeah, that should be interesting. October 4th, Joker's gonna come out, R-rated, so we'll see how it goes. All right, let's throw it back to Matt. What film are you excited about aside from? I forgot what you said already. Knives Out. Aside from Knives
Yeah,
Out.
Knives Out. I'm gonna go with 21 Bridges, the one produced by the Russo brothers. It's coming out November 22nd, I believe. And I think the trailers haven't been super interesting to me. Or the second one was more interesting than the first. But I think it got delayed by a couple months. I think it was going to come out earlier. And yeah, I think the premise is kind of interesting. It's got Henry Jackman is doing the score, so that should be pretty cool. And fun fact, the one of the writers of that movie has the same name as me. So
There you
Huh.
go.
yeah,
Nice. Oh yeah, I'm looking at it. The actual screenplay writer is Matthew Michael Carnahan. Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
well, you're gonna have to get a new union name, buddy.
Yeah,
I don't,
okay, you go
sorry,
first.
Albert.
No, you go. You go.
Okay.
God damn it.
The trailer's pretty solid. There's something about it that just doesn't feel like very original to me. I'm excited to see Boseman though.
Yeah.
I think most of the hype behind it is because of the Russos, which I guess I get,
oh
but
yeah, definitely.
yeah, I think I don't know. I feel like that's what I'm more waiting to hear reviews about before I get excited about it, because it feels like it could be one of those crime movies that just falls by the wayside and nobody ends up. It doesn't have much of an effect.
See, those are the movies that I like, kind of the smaller, like crime thrillers. I really enjoy those a lot. It's got a cool cast too. It's got like Sienna Miller and Taylor Kitsch too.
Yeah, no, I agree that crime film, crime's probably one of my favorite genres. It comes
Yeah.
down to like Guy Ritchie, Matthew Vaughn sort of stuff. But I think every year, there's like what was that movie? Like Hurricane Heist or something is more what I'm thinking it might end up being.
Wow, you're comparing this to Hurricane Heist? That's kind of stretching.
Not like I don't. There's so many crime movies that it's hard for me to trust unless I know the director's going to deliver.
Yeah.
Like certain
Right.
directors, and that's why I'm always cautious.
I'm not. I've seen this trailer so many times because it play on the theater almost every time I'm
Yeah, it's in
for
every
some reason,
theater.
and I'm not excited for it. It looks fine. I'm a fan of Chadwick Boseman outside of his Marvel stuff, but I don't know. This one
Yeah.
doesn't intrigues me too much, so I have nothing much to say about it. So yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like after the first trailer, after I saw it like 20 times, I was like, okay, I don't really think this is that interesting. But then they released a second trailer, and I saw that another 20 times, but it seemed a little more up to my speed.
Yeah, I think the pacing of it will be interesting. Like I'm wondering about some of the like big events that I've seen in the trailers.
Yeah.
I'm curious how quickly they'll happen. I wonder if we're going to get 30 minutes of introduction to the characters
Right.
before the action happens, or if it's going to start kind of open in that area where they just have to lock everything down and everything's going to happen within the lockdown.
Yeah, and
Because I think those
okay,
can
go on,
provide
go on.
different sorts of interesting scenarios.
Yeah, that's true. And yeah, Matt mentioned it was produced by the Russo brothers, but we never mentioned director. The director is named Brian Kirk, and this is his first full-length feature film. But he have directed several episodes of Game of Thrones, which maybe Andrew can remember which episode these are.
Which
But
ones?
The titles are Lord Snow, Cripples, Bastard and Broken Things, and The Wolf and the Lion, which are all season 1, I think. Oh yeah,
Are they all season 1?
Yeah.
Huh. I mean, season 1 is arguably the second best season in my opinion. So.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, that's for a
Season
different
4 rap,
conversation.
baby. Season 4.
That's for a different conversation. Season 6 the
Yep,
best.
sorry.
But
Yep,
yeah,
sorry.
let's move on. Let's move on. All right. So I have a film in my list that is pretty high up, but I want to save it for later in case one of you guys say it. Because there is a film in here that I don't know if you guys will say or not. So I'm just going to say it now because I want to talk about it. And it's Zombieland 2 Double Tap. I am excited for this. I believe.
I'm not going to talk about that.
Really? Really?
Matt's not into it?
Okay, I believe the first Zombieland is my first ever R-rated film I've ever saw. I think because
Okay.
my parents never showed me R-rated films, and then I went to my cousin's place, and my cousin's like, "Hey, have you seen Zombieland?" I'm like, "What is that? Is it horror?" I'm like, "No, it's okay. Let's watch it." I'm like, "Wow, this is full of blood. I've never seen this before." So it's like I got like it's exciting for my first ever R-rated film if it was my first ever.
Yeah.
But it was I like that film, and then recently over the summer since it was on Netflix, I was doing homework and I just put it on background. I'm like, damn, this film is actually very entertaining. So I'm excited for this one, the sequel. Everyone's back. Um, Woody Harrelson, of course. I don't know if have you won an Oscar, but I know he's nominated already. Oscar winner, of course. Emma Stone. We got wow, bloody hell, what's his name? Jesse Eisenberg, Oscar nominated
Yeah.
too, I believe, and then Abigail Breslin, of course, is back, and we have addition this time. We got Luke Wilson, we got Rosario Dawson, we got Zoe
Thomas
Deutsch.
Middleditch, right?
Thomas Middleditch, is he there?
Thomas Middleditch. Yeah, I think so. He's playing like the analog of Jesse Eisenberg, which is a good pick.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, Zoe Deutsch is there, so I'm excited for it, as well as Avon Jogia, who is from the TV show that I used to watch growing up called Victorious on Nickelodeon. So I'm excited for that.
Oh, that's dope. See, that's where I'm like, I'm probably closer to Matt on this one than you, Albert.
Mhm.
I love the first Zombieland. I don't know if they'll be able to recreate that magic this long. I know they've got
That's
the same
fair.
screenwriters and everything,
That's
but
fair.
that's my biggest worry. The first trailer had me going both ways. Like there were a couple good moments, and there were other moments where I was not excited. I wonder if they're going to take that, the whole thing where it's like Luke Wilson is playing Woody Harrelson and Thomas Middleditch is playing
Yeah.
Jesse Eisenberg. It just, it feels like they took the scene from Shaun of the Dead and were like, okay, let's make a larger story about that. And I don't know if it's going to be like a super brief thing or if that's going to be like a driving point of the movie.
Fair. And yeah, since Matt's not gonna chime in with this because he's not gonna try to put an effort on talking about Zombieland Double Tap, I'll just say one more thing. I'm not expecting this film to be super super good, but I'm expecting to be fun, like how Andrew enjoyed John Wick Chapter 3. Horror comedy.
Okay, no, John Wick Chapter 3 is good.
Okay,
too.
John Wick Chapter 3 is good,
Don't go
but
there.
no, I'm comparing it to how much Andrew enjoyed watching it. I feel like I'm
Okay.
gonna enjoy Zombieland Double Tap because
Gotcha.
I like horror comedy, Shaun of the Dead, Tucker and Dale versus Evil, Army of Darkness. I enjoy all those, so I think I'm gonna enjoy this too. And there are surprisingly several zombie comedies that's coming out this year, including one I don't know if it's out yet.
Warm
there's-
Bodies 2?
No. There is one with Josh Gad and Lupita Nyong'o. I forgot what it's called. Little Monsters.
Lupita Nyong'o? Little Monsters! I almost saw that and decided not to.
I think it's out already. I'm not sure, but yeah, it looks exciting too. But yeah, that is it for Zombieland Double Tap. Okay, so let's throw it back to Andrew. What other film do you have?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Jumanji Next Level. That's coming out in
Okay.
December.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed the first one enough. I wonder how much more I'd enjoy it if I didn't watch it like with my family. Like no, like I just like whenever I'm watching a comedy or something with my family, I'm always like, oh, this is interesting, like humor. I'm not the biggest Kevin Hart fan. Everybody loves The Rock, but then you've got, Jack Black is back. Like, I'm gonna love Jack Black's performance, but this whole mix-up where they're in like different bodies now.
Danny DeVito and
Kevin
Danny
Hart.
Glover.
Yeah, and Kevin Hart is Danny Glover, and The Rock is Danny DeVito. Like, it's honestly, like, I was like, oh, I don't want a sequel to the first one. And then I saw the trailer, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll watch it.
Yeah, I like that they
You
were
know?
able to take the concept and then like up it.
Yeah,
even more.
yeah, right. And like that other kid's probably gonna be playing the Nick Jonas character again.
I'm guessing so.
And so it's gonna be lead to like an interesting. I'm on board. Like at first, when I heard they were getting a sequel, I was like, I do not care. And now I'm like, yeah, I'll pay to watch the Rock play Danny DeVito. You know?
Mhm. I'm with you right there. I'm probably not as excited for it as you are, but I'm with you in the idea of when I first saw Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle, I didn't know what to expect, but it was a lot of fun. And then when
Yeah.
they say they're gonna release a sequel, I'm like, okay, I guess what they're gonna do next, what you're gonna advance it from a video game to something else. That's what I thought at first, but now we're going back to the video game. And the first trailer that they dropped, it was hilarious. I laughed so hard during that joke. Oh no, he's having a heart attack. Breathe, breathe. That part, I laughed so hard during that part. And I love the idea that Kevin Hart's playing Danny Glover and doing the Rock Johnson's playing Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
That is so brilliant.
Yeah.
And Aquafina is also going to be in the film, so yeah, I can expect more jokes from that. So yeah, Matt, do you have
I'm
anything to
always
say?
thrown off by the presence of Aquafina.
Yeah.
She'll just pop up anywhere. She popped up in the farewell this year. It's like, oh, drama now? Okay.
I've yet to see the farewell in my watch list. I really want to see the farewell.
Colin Hanks is also in that movie too.
Colin Hanks?
Yeah.
That dude has played like Mr. Rogers on Drunk History? I think that's the only thing I've ever seen him in.
Is he related to Tom?
Yeah, he's his son.
Oh,
yeah, I've only
okay.
seen him in CIS. That's the only thing I've ever seen him in.
Yeah.
Movies or anything, I don't think.
This is the first time I've seen him. I've seen his face. I'm Googling him right now. This is the first time I've seen his face. He looks like Tom so much.
He really does.
So yeah, Matt, do you have anything to say about Jumanji? What's it called? The Next Level?
Yeah.
Level Up?
Yeah.
Next Level.
It was on my list too. It was in like the middle of the pack. So yeah, I'm excited about it. It's not like I'm not super excited about it, but I think it'll be cool and fun. Interesting to see how it goes up against another movie coming out that month.
All right. Well, I have no clue what. Oh, okay. I think I know what you're talking about.
But you don't want to say which one.
I just realized.
I want to name drop it if you would take it.
All right. So well, we're still with Matt. Might as well just say your next film on the list, Matt.
Mine? Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna go with. Let's do Midway. I don't know.
Yeah.
I chose a couple of like smaller movies. I guess not.
No, I'm familiar. Yeah.
It's Roland Emmerich's next movie comes out in November, I believe. Let's check here. Yeah, November 8th. It has Luke Evans, Patrick Wilson, I think Mandy Moore. Yeah, it looks cool. Interesting to see how the VFX come together because the trailer seemed a little off. But yeah, it was near the bottom of my list, but I'm still pretty excited about it.
Andrew, you have any thoughts?
I don't have many thoughts about Midway. It just looks like another movie that I'd probably end up skipping.
Yeah.
For me, but like, I'm always willing to check something out if somebody's like,
Yeah.
"Hey, I thought it was good," you know. So that was one that I was definitely like, I don't have plans to see it, but if I hear anything good about it, I'll check it out, I guess.
Yeah, I've not seen the trailer. I just found out that this film exists, and I mean, I guess it looks okay. I mean, there's so many World War II films, and this is another one. Again.
Yeah,
So,
and
yeah.
like ships.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, this is just to chime in while we're talking about the war movies. This is not in my actual list, but 1917, the one about World War One. That trailer looks amazing, and I'm more excited for that one than
That's
Midway.
also on my list too.
I don't know if
Yeah.
I've heard about that one.
Oh, you gotta check out the trailer for 1917 because they do at least their marketing strategy, how they cut the trailers. It looks great.
And Roger Deakins is doing cinematography on that. So
Okay, sounds like I'll be checking it out.
yeah,
Mhm.
If Deakins
Alright.
is on it, man.
and it directed by Sam Mendes.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so I'll go next. But before I go, I just have to ask you guys a question. Is the film that Matt says is competing with Jumanji is it on your list? Just wondering.
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk.
I kind of forgot to include it.
Okay, let's talk about that at the very end. Let's save that for the very end.
Uh,
So and Andrew dibs on a film already, so I'm not gonna say the film that he dibs on. So the next film on my list is, I don't know, you guys might find it surprising that I put it here, but it's called Last Christmas, and it stars Emilia Clarke and Henry Golding, and the trailer dropped last month, I believe. And I don't know if it's a rom-com or something, but it's a holiday film on Christmas, and it looks like
sounds like some Disney Plus shit, man.
Hey, it looks. Have you not seen the trailer?
No.
Man, it looks charming. It looks sweet. It have a vibe of like a good modern Christmas story, I guess. A holiday film. I haven't seen a good holiday film in so long, And seeing this, it's like, okay, this looks refreshing. It looks like it's gonna be fun. And those
Okay.
two, you cannot find a better, more charming leads out of Emilia Clarke and Henry Golding. Right now, they're like on the top, like in terms of charm. So there's a good combo right there.
Okay.
Um,
An interesting theory.
and yeah, it just looks fun. Hopefully, it's good. I've heard several fan theories, which if you guys are interested, I'll let you know. But Andrew haven't seen the trailer, so I don't know if I can actually say the fan theories. But
Did I
people
lose?
are
I
people
haven't
are
seen
doing
it.
people are doing fan theories for the trailer, which is like, interesting. So I don't know. Also, it's apparently George Michael Christmas musical, so they're gonna be playing a lot of George Michael song. So I'm excited to hear that, how that's gonna work. Okay, I think Andrew is frozen, so let's throw it back to Matt while Andrew is trying to regroup. Matt,
Okay.
what other film that you have?
Shit, it's hard now. I'm gonna go with Gemini Man. Um,
Oh yeah, the
yeah,
Will Smith
coming
one.
out October 11th. I don't know if I am gonna end up liking it because from the trailers, it's like some of it's good, and then at other times it's like some of the aging effects, like it's really obvious. I hope
Mm-hmm.
they kind of make it a little better. But it's got a cast. I'm trying to think. I think Clive Owen is in that. Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Oh, is she in that?
Yeah, I believe so. I don't have it in front of me, but um,
Yeah. Benedict Wong, Will Smith, and Elizabeth
yeah,
Winstead.
I'm interested to see because they shot it in 120 FPS, which is I don't know, interesting. I'm not sure if it's going to end up working out very well because even from the trailers, like I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, the trailer looks all right. I know that the aging, some of them is off-putting, but some of them look good. I mean,
Yeah.
he looks like Will Smith of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air time, so it
Mhm.
looks exciting.
Yeah.
And yeah, I debated in putting this on my list, but at the end of the day, I guess I'm not. I think it's gonna be an achievement in film, sort of. I guess in terms of how they're gonna do this, because first they not only doing we've seen where the same actor done both leads, but we've never seen it in a way that one of them is DH and the other.
Yeah.
So I think it will be interesting, but I don't know if it. Hopefully it's good, but yeah, not too excited for it.
Yeah, it concerns me because we can't really on a computer screen we can't really see the frame rate difference, but in a theater we definitely will be able to see that. And the thing that concerns me is that usually, like television shows are shot at like a higher frame rate, so I'm just worried about it looking more like a TV movie and not as theatrical. But we'll see.
Yeah, and yeah, I guess we'll see. When it's out in October 11,
Mhm.
so I don't know if there will be much competition during that release date. But yeah, I think I might check it out opening weekend. If there is, I don't know what other competition it's having, but if there's not much, and I'll probably check that one out.
I think just Joker before that, Jojo Rabbit after.
Yeah, and yeah, we were planning to save Jojo Rabbit conversation for Andrew because he's excited for it,
Yeah, he's
but I
gone.
don't know. But yeah, see if I don't know if he's gonna come back, so we might as well see Jojo Rabbit right before the other film that we're gonna talk about. So I'll throw in. Okay, let's see what the live chat's saying. Colin says Andrew is excited for Frozen 2.
Oh yeah.
Is he really? Frozen 2 looks great, and
Yeah.
I actually did put them in the list. I don't know if I want to talk about it right now or not, but I did actually put them in my top 10 because
Oh really?
the animation looks amazing.
Yeah.
And the more I think about it, it's gonna be more interesting. They're exploring outside of Arendelle. They're going out, and there's going to be like this mystical force or anything. So I think it's I feel like it's gonna be an original story, and I feel like it's gonna be exciting actually. So I'm actually quite excited for it.
It wasn't on my list, but I'll probably end up seeing it at some point, maybe online. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, Ariq chimed in once again. I don't know if you guys discussed it, but I'm looking forward for Jojo Rabbit LMAO. But yeah, we were planning to. Andrew will really want to talk about it, but we don't know. He's texting me right now, so he's trying to see if he can get back in. But if not, then I guess we'll talk about Jojo Rabbit. But yeah, let's see. Is there a film that I'm excited for in the top? Okay, I'll just.
Well, that just went over both of our heads.
Oh, really? Yeah. So yeah, I'll say this. Since you mentioned Colin Hanks earlier, Tom Hanks is going to be in a film that's coming out this year, and it's about Mr. Rogers, Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. I enjoyed the documentary from last year, Won't You Be My Neighbor. It was robbed from the Oscars, not even nominated. That was a disgrace. But this one, hopefully it's good. And he just embodies the role of Mr. Rogers so well. So I'm excited to see this. I'm not familiar with Mr. Rogers aside from documentary that I've seen. But I think it have that Oscar vibe to it. So I think it will be good.
Yeah. I've only seen the trailer a couple times, but yeah, I'm not super excited about it, but I don't know. I probably won't end up seeing it because I'm not like a huge Mr. Rogers fan. I mean, I've seen like some of the show, but yeah, I think it probably will get good Oscar recognition.
Yeah, so while we're still trying to figure out what's going on with Andrew, Colin did mention earlier in the show The Lighthouse. So let me just ask you: are you excited for The Lighthouse? That's who's directing it? Ari Aster, is it?
I don't think so.
Oh, it's not Ari Aster, but it stars Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe. So that first of all, those duo is interesting duo, and the trailer that it's shot in black and white, that intrigues me.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that. I don't know what it's gonna be, but it just looks so chilling. It looks so haunting that I know it's gonna get under my skin, but it looks like it's gonna be a very eerie film.
Actually, I haven't seen the trailer for that. I almost put it on my list though because I had heard good things about it.
Robert Eggers.
Yeah, but I actually instead of that one, I put Waves on my list because that was also an A24 movie that got a lot of buzz or positive reviews. So I actually, Waves is the one that I had put, but it was between that one and not the White House, the Lighthouse.
The White House. That's a different film altogether.
Yeah.
but yeah, Waves. Yeah, I have not seen Waves. I mean, of course, I've not seen it. I've not seen the trailer for Waves.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks like it have a promising cast.
Yeah, people on Twitter, I kept seeing like people were like, "Oh, it's the best movie I've ever seen," and stuff like that. So I'm interested to see how it's gonna go.
Yeah, and as I was fact checking who the director is, Colin also mentioned it out, is Robert Eggers, who directed The Witch, which I am a fan of. That film is hauntingly creepy. So yeah, and Colin apparently also mentioned it was a joke about Andrew's screen being frozen. Oh, Andrew's excited with Frozen too. Okay, now I get it.
It went over both of our heads.
I just get it.
Yeah,
I realized that. So, all right, Matt, what I want you to do right now is mention a film that you think people will find shocking that you have on your list that won't be expected at all, if you have any. Or did you mention it already?
I guess of the ones I have, probably Waves would have been that one, just because it was a really small movie, and I usually don't see many of the smaller movies that come out of like the film festival stuff. But yeah, it looked interesting. I've heard a lot about it, so that would probably be the one, if any.
Okay. So I'm just gonna throw this one out. I've seen the trailer once, and it looks interesting to me. Hopefully, it's good. It's two film stars who both have. Okay, one of them is an Academy Award winner. The other one was nominated, I believe. And it's Felicity Jones and Eddie Redmayne. They're back once again from the Theater of Everything in this film called The Aeronauts, which is like about the hot air balloon adventure or something like that, or like a world record breaking hot air balloon or something. I seen the trailer once. It hooked me right off the bat. Hopefully, it's good. I'm just excited because those two are back together, and I really adore Theory of Everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, this one seems different. I've never seen a hot air balloon movie before, aside from Wizard of Oz, but that's not really a hot air balloon. There is a hot air balloon in the end, but that's it.
Yeah.
But I cannot think the last time I've seen a hot air balloon in a film. So this one intrigues me in that way.
Yeah.
So yeah, we can probably talk about Jojo Rabbit now because Andrew mentioned that he cannot go. He lost internet connection and he probably have to go too.
Okay.
So yeah, thank you for Andrew, and you can follow Andrew at Anderjust on Twitter. But yeah, let's talk about Jojo Rabbit. Matt, are you excited for this?
Yeah, I didn't even know it was coming out until the trailer came out, like, what, 2 or 3 weeks ago? I can't remember. But yeah, it looks interesting, and I think it'll probably have good Oscar chances just from the buzz I'm hearing about it. But a really good cast. Michael Giacchino's scoring it.
Oh
So,
really?
yeah,
Oh, that should
so
be that should
yeah,
be
that'll
good.
be nice. Of course, Taika Waititi is great, great
Yeah,
humor. So
it. I have seen the first trailer. I know people say the second trailer makes more clear of what the film is gonna be about,
mhm.
but I avoid it because I want to see it on my own. And I'm excited for it, but I'm so confused of the film, and that's what makes me excited. Plus, people say coming out of TIFF, they say the film is really good. Of course, Taika's there playing Hitler,
Yeah,
so that's going to be interesting. Scarlett Johansson is there. Alfie Allen from Game of Thrones is there. Uh, there is a whole other cast that I'm missing right now, but Rebel Wilson, Sam Rockwell, Stephen Merchant is in it, and of course the kid played by Roman Griffin Davis, which I am not familiar with him, but it might be his film debut. But it looks like, I mean, Taika is known for his comedy. This is going to be a drama comedy, I'm assuming. And I feel like with his sense of humor, sense of style, it's going to be weird, artistic, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
yeah. I think the one thing that concerns me is that it's gotten some mixed critic reviews. So I think
Hmm.
it's probably going to be pretty controversial, and like I
Oh
could
yeah,
see it having like a lower score and then higher audience score.
yeah.
Um,
There is no way this film is not going to be controversial just because of
yeah,
the character
yeah.
involved.
But I could definitely see it being another like Bohemian Rhapsody
Uh
situation where it gets like really
that
good
could be
Oscar attention.
that could be the case.
Yeah,
And yeah, Colin mentioned out is released in the U.S. Wait, is he talking about the same film? Never mind.
Parasite.
He's talking about Parasite. Okay, we'll talk
Yeah,
about that soon. But yeah, Jojo Rabbit released in October 18, 2019. So that's around a month from now. And yeah, just quick question, Matt. What's your favorite Taika Waititi film?
honestly, I have only seen Thor Ragnarok.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I haven't seen any of them. I think he did Hunt for the
Uh,
Wilder
and
People.
for Wilder People
Yeah,
and
yeah.
What We Do in the
That's
Shadows.
on my list. Yeah, and What
Yeah,
We Do in the Shadows. But
yeah.
yeah,
Thor Ragnarok's still my favorite, but What We Do in the Shadows is my very close second. That film is hilarious. So yeah, Colin mentioned in the chat, any interest in Parasite? Matt, are you interested in this?
yeah. I almost added that to my list, but it's another one of the ones that like I had just heard of in the last like 2 weeks or so.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't want to add too many of those because I already had 13. But yeah, that was one of the ones I was kind of mulling over if I wanted to add it.
Yeah, he mentioned it's getting a US release soon. Yeah, I know of this film for quite some time because it was out in Indonesia during the summer. I think I
Uh,
missed it. A friend of mine saw it and he really adored it, and he told me to see it, but I didn't got a chance to. But yeah, I have no clue what's it about. I did not see the trailer whatsoever. But so yeah, I don't know what to expect. But if people say it's good and must watch, I'll probably check it out. I don't know if I'll wait for streaming or I'll see it in theaters.
yeah,
But yeah. Okay, so let's talk about the elephant in the room, the big film that's coming out at the same time around Jumanji.
yep,
And of course, we're talking about, once again, Shaun the Sheep, the movie, Farmageddon. Is actually released in December, I believe.
yeah.
So they have some tough competition, but that's not the film we're talking about. We're going to be talking about Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. Just wondering, how high in the list is that film?
That was actually my number one.
Number one?
Yeah,
Yeah, I thought so.
which honestly surprised me because like after Last Jedi, for the last like year or so, I've just been like, okay, I don't know if it's gonna end up um, being high on my list of movies to see. Obviously, I was always gonna watch it, but I just wasn't sure. But after the last trailer, I think I'm definitely on board again. I think I really like J.J. Abrams as a director. I don't think I've disliked any of movies that I've seen of his. So
Hmm.
I think he's going to bring it all together really well.
Yeah, Okay, when I first saw the Last Jedi, I thought it was good. The more I saw it, the more I dislike it because it doesn't feel like a Star Wars film to me. It
Yeah,
feels like, yeah, it just doesn't feel like a Star Wars film. So that's one of the reasons I did not like it that much. Plus, the story was not that engaging. And then when I heard, because at first we don't know what it's gonna be. It's like Colin Trevorrow is supposed to be in charge or whatever, and they got J.J. Abrams back. I'm like, okay, that should be good. And then I don't know what to expect. And of course, the first trailer dropped during Star Wars Celebration, which I was at. And seeing the trailer in the big screen along with like hundreds of Star Wars fans was so exciting.
yeah,
So that's sort of what puts my hype quite high. And
yeah,
then we saw the new featurette, which is like the legacy trailer. I'm gonna say the legacy trailer where we see from the original trilogy, and then we see a bit of a prequel, and then finally the new trilogy, and then we see the new footage, ending with the red lightsaber ray.
yeah.
That one was so exciting. Plus the poster. The poster looks good. I'm a fan of the poster.
Hmm.
I don't know if you are.
Yeah, I like it.
Apparently, someone said that the Emperor Palpatine looks sort of weird in the poster, and they say it's because it's actually a Hot Toys figure of Emperor Palpatine, and they just Photoshop it. I don't know if that's true, if it's a Hot Toys figure, but
Yeah,
you can
I did
see
see
it.
something on Twitter. They pulled it out of the poster itself and just had him, and then set it to compare with like
Oh, did they
Palpatine
really?
from, like, yeah, from the originals, or I guess not from the more from like the prequels. And yeah, it did look like a completely different character.
Yeah. Well, do you have any theories about this film? Because I know lots of people have lots of theories. I have
um,
a theory, but yeah.
yeah, I have like one big theory, but I don't know if it's gonna be right. It's just kind of a
Well, let's hear it.
um, I don't know. I think the way that the direction has been going, I think that like the term Jedi is not going to be applicable anymore. I think Skywalker is going to become like the next term for Jedi. So it's not our Jedi and Sith. So it's not just like so like Force user is
Hmm.
Skywalker is going to be like the new term for that. Um, and that's just based on like the direction they were going with Last Jedi, and now kind of with the name and kind of the direction they're going with the character of Rey and Kylo. I just think that's where it's going to go. That's just like kind of my weird theory.
So, are you saying Kylo is going to be like somewhat redeemed, or at least no longer become a Sith or
Mm,
whatever they are, whatever
yeah,
he
I
is?
honestly I have no idea. They could go either way with that, but I do think yeah the people saying that like Rey is going to turn evil. I don't think that's. I think it's
Hmm.
yeah. I mean it's obviously a misdirect because they're not going to put it in the trailer if it's. I
Yeah,
don't know
hundred
how much
percent.
of a misdirect, but then
Yeah, I.
it could always be like a misdirect, and then she actually does turn out to be. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Hmm. Well, yeah. I didn't think I did. I don't know if I did the trailer reaction for that for the newest one. I don't think I did. But remember. I remember mentioning it on one of my either videos or a show. I don't remember which one. But when I mentioned it, it was the Ray red lightsaber. I thought of it on the spot, and I was like, and I even mentioned it to our group chat. I was like, you guys know that red lightsaber Ray. I'm pretty sure that's a clone because there's people saying that Ray is a clone. The theory of Ray is a clone, and that my theory was that there's more than one Ray, and that's one of the evil ones. And as soon as I mentioned that, for some reason, people on Twitter and people on YouTube start speculating, and they start saying that, oh, that one is also an evil Ray clone.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm in the same mindset as that. I don't know if it's true. I'm actually a fan of the Ray clone theory,
Hmm.
or at least it's like she is genetically modified by the Emperor Palpatine. That's how the Emperor is going to be involved in all of this. But that should be exciting. Just imagine seeing at the end of the film, because I don't want Kylo to be redeemed, but I feel like the way how they're driving this, he is gonna be redeemed, and Emperor the Palpatine is gonna be like the big bad.
Yeah.
And so, imagine like Rey and Kylo, and maybe there's a bunch of new Jedi fighting a bunch of evil Rays or something. I don't know. Actually, that's actually something.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
But yeah, with that and Palpatine involved,
Yeah. I think my main issue with it is I don't want to like
over
keep
speculate.
no it's more like with Last Jedi. I don't want to like keep relitigating Last Jedi. I kind of want to just like move forward.
Mm-hmm.
We have a new movie. It's like the last we'll ever
Right.
like the last movie out of the
The
well
saga.
the saga.
Apparently,
So
yeah.
I just want to like move forward. You know.
Yeah, I just I just wish though. I don't think this is gonna happen. I wish they mention like who Snoke is, because they cannot just leave that in the open, because that's like
Yeah.
it was important and boom, dead. Never mention it again. So at least like mention it once, like tell what he is actually or how he's involved. But yeah, it should be. Hopefully, it's good. It's supposed to wrap up the whole, not only this trilogy. It's supposed to wrap up the whole Skywalker saga. So we'll see if that's going to work successfully or not. There is rumors that it's going to be almost 3 hour film, which I'm down if that's the case,
Yeah.
because if it's trying to wrap it up.
Especially if they're going to introduce something like cloning.
Mhm.
At least, I mean, they already have clones, but
Like the backstory of the
Yeah,
characters, as well as developing the new ones
So
and
that's the thing.
everything.
Like in game, they introduced time travel for the first time in a single movie,
Yeah.
which to me worked, but it did require that extra runtime.
Runtime.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. So yeah, hopefully, it's definitely number one on your list. So you're definitely excited for it and hoping that it's good. I'm really, really hoping that it's good,
Yeah.
because none of the. Okay, what's your favorite Star Wars film? Empire.
I would go with Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. At least the original trilogy, they're all solid films. I don't think Star Wars have made an excellent / great film ever since the original trilogy.
Mhm.
They've made good films. Don't get me wrong. I thought Force Awakens was good. I thought Rogue One was good.
Yeah.
But they've not made an amazing film.
Mhm.
And in the other hand, MCU, they've got some stinkers, they got some good ones, but they also got some excellent ones, like Winter Soldier, Ragnarok, Guardians of the Galaxy, Endgame. People mostly say that those are excellent films, but we haven't really got that with Star Wars.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping this is the one.
Mhm. Yeah, it would be fitting, but we'll see.
And yeah, they gotta have a big lightsaber fight too, because they don't have a lightsaber fight in The Last Jedi. So.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think because J.J. Abrams came back, I think I have more confidence in it. Just because I think even if there are some issues, I think he's still going to make a fun or entertaining movie.
Yeah. Also, just as a little side note, I never realized that J.J. Abrams is so good at reviving old franchise like Star Wars, Star Trek, Mission Impossible. Well, not Mission Impossible is not old, but it was dead in the water with John Woo. But then they revived it. So,
Yeah.
all right. Is there any? Okay, you're saying.
Yeah. One thing I thought would be interesting to discuss was so 2 years ago we had Jumanji versus Last Jedi. I think it was Last Jedi came out first, and then Jumanji came out like a week later. I believe that's
something like that.
Yeah, this year it's reversed though. So Jumanji comes out first, and then Rise of Skywalker comes out. So how do you think that'll affect the box office, if at all?
Well, from the success of the first Jumanji, I feel like people is gonna see it. Is it near December? I mean, of course, is it near Christmas?
It's about 2 weeks before Jumanji is about 2 weeks before Christmas.
So Star Wars is
a week and a half.
Yeah, I feel like, well, the fans are gonna go for Jumanji the first opening week, and then as soon as Star Wars is coming in, I feel like Jumanji is sort of screwed.
Yeah,
because the hype.
It gave Last Jedi a run for its money. Like they were fighting for it. They both made.
Yeah, that's.
I believe.
That's true, but
maybe not.
If you compare the hype of Last Jedi to the Last of Rise of Skywalker, I feel like the hype for Rise of Skywalker is bigger, because there is also, I don't know, there is a sudden resurgence of love for Star Wars after the hate that the very toxic community of Solo and Last Jedi. There's a sudden resurgence of like love for Star Wars, and I feel like that's gonna push through.
See, I don't know. I mean, I think there's definitely more hype, but I don't know if that's because Last Jedi was pretty hyped, like really hyped. And then obviously, it came out, and then that's when people started to fall off. But I think Rise of Skywalker is just naturally going to have more hype, just because it's the final movie,
the last one, yeah.
And J.J. Abrams is back, stuff like that. And the trailer, has had some crazy stuff. But I mean, I remember when Last Jedi was coming out, even like the trailer that came out in like March or April, I mean, people were going crazy over that. So I don't know if it's
but then
necessarily due to that.
Yeah, but then again, sort of Last Jedi, the word of mouth was very mixed for Last Jedi, and maybe that's why Jumanji have
Yeah,
give Last Jedi a run of it for its money. So it sort of depends if those films are gonna be good or not. Because if Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker is good, Jumanji is sort of gonna be screwed. Because even though some people are excited, I don't see the hype being that much higher than the first one.
yeah, I agree with that. But it did make almost $1 billion.
Oh yeah, I
In the first
forget
month,
about
so,
that. That's
yeah,
crazy.
it's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's yeah. So that was an interesting tangent right there. So Matt, do you have any other films you want to talk about, or if not, I sort of have a rapid fire segment.
Okay. I do have a couple just to name drop.
Mm-hmm.
I did have Ford v Ferrari,
Mm-hmm.
James Mangold's next movie. I think I haven't seen the trailer. I'm not planning on watching the trailer. Um,
Ah, okay. I
yeah,
saw the
so
trailer.
I'm just gonna. Was it good?
Mm, I like that. It looks. It's actually in my. I don't know how many films I have in my list, but it's in my list.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I thought
yeah.
it looked just from what I had heard about it, it's gotten good feedback. So yeah, I think it'll be interesting, well made. The only other one was The Irishman, and which I was debating whether to put on, but I thought, okay, I'll just add it.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a long one, but I think it'll be kind of cool to see with another de aging. It'll be interesting to see how that compares to like Gemini Man and what Marvel has been doing for the last few years as well.
Right. Right. Yeah. I'll get to the Irishman real quick, but Ford versus Ferrari. Uh, my excitement level is not really because of the. I mean, I even forget James. This is James Mangold's film, and of course, I love Logan, so
Yeah.
excited for that. And the cast also looks great. Christian Bale's in it, Matt Damon, and everything. I'm excited because of the story of it, because I am somewhat familiar. The first time I heard about this, because I'm not a big car guy, I'm not a big car person,
Mhm.
but I enjoy watching. Do you know the show The Grand Tour on Amazon? Used to be Top Gear, starring Jeremy
I've
Clarkson.
seen Top Gear some, but not the other
Yeah,
one.
but so yeah, Jeremy Clarkson's his show. So he mentioned this history of like Ferrari versus Ford, which is like this ultimate 24-hour race, something like that, just crazy. And they mentioned it on the show. I'm like, wow, this is so fascinating, and I was interested in that one. And then as soon as I finished watching that episode, I heard that the news that this film is like being released. I'm like, huh, okay, so this should be very exciting. So yeah, I'm interested to see how the story goes for that.
Hmm.
And yeah, you said Irishman.
Yeah,
I
Irishman.
was also debating if I want to put it in my list because my excitement level alone, I'm not very excited for it. Will I see it? I'm pretty sure I will.
Yeah,
Will I sit in one sitting? I don't know because it's a long ass film.
yeah,
It's like what 3 hours 30 minutes or something,
yeah.
which is crazy. Which is it's fair that it's on a Netflix release because you can pause it that way.
Hmm. Yeah.
So because I cannot, I definitely have to because I was watching Endgame. I definitely have to hold my piss. I definitely have to hold my piss if I'm watching this too,
Yeah.
if it's on theater. So yeah, it's a really long film, man. It's
Hmm.
crazy.
Yeah.
But I guess Netflix give that flexibility for you, which is
Yeah.
nice.
What's interesting, just in general, with the movies on my list, were most of them I haven't seen the trailer for, which
Right.
is really unusual for me. I usually watch the trailer for everything, but I think after watching all those movies over the summer, I was just kind of rapid firing, just kind of going one by one.
Right.
And they're of course older movies, so I didn't really take the time to like bother watching the trailer before I
Fair,
watched
fair.
them. So I think for the rest of like this year, I'm just going in blind for a lot of them, which is
Sometimes
definitely
it's
weird for
yeah,
me.
it's a good idea
Yeah,
because I always like I sometimes want to get that Man in Black. What's it called? That flashlight thingy, so you forget everything
oh yeah,
before you watch the
Neuralizer,
film.
yeah,
Yeah, so you see the trailer excited, and then you do that before watching the film.
yeah.
So if only that's a thing. So yeah, there are some films, but then again, because of if you haven't seen the trailer, I don't know if you can put it in the excitement level,
Yeah,
because you might see the cast and like, oh, excited. But all of the film that I put in here, I've seen the trailer at least because I sort of have a familiarity with it.
yeah. I'm thinking back to like last year, um, and how I was like different movies like what Simple Favor. I didn't see the trailer for that. I
Mm,
was just kind of like, okay, I'll go and see it. And then I was kind of shocked, but not necessarily shocked, but just surprised by what I saw.
hmm
And it was really entertaining, just not knowing some of the stuff going in.
Yeah, I will do the same for last year. Is Black Klansman. I don't know what's it all about. I've never seen a Spike Lee film before, and that film surprised the hell out of me, especially the
Yeah.
ending. So yeah, adore that film. But yeah, just to throw it back to Irishman, you mentioned about the de aging. I've only seen the first trailer. I thought the de aging of De Niro looks sort of, well, maybe the visual effects is not done yet, but it doesn't look so good. I don't
Yeah, I
know.
agree.
You agree?
Yeah.
But yeah, is it? Do you know if it's only De Niro that's getting the age, or is like Pacino and Joe Pesci is also getting the
No,
age?
I believe they're all getting engaged.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's going to be. Let's see if it's going to be weird. Because if it's going to be weird, it's going to be off-putting for the whole 3 hour 30 minutes film, and that's not going to be good.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure they work with some pretty good animators for that
Mhm.
for it to work. Also, I mentioned this a couple episodes ago with when my cousin was on, when we were talking about The Irishman and how long it is. I was like, uh, sometimes films, if it's long, like the piss joke that I mentioned, you need to go to the bathroom,
Mhm.
and of course on Netflix, but they have to premiere it, of course, right on the red carpet. I'm pretty sure Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, and Al Pacino have to take a toilet break somewhere within the film because they
Yeah.
can't. There's no way they could hold it in. They're old men.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. So I was about to do rapid fire until I realized it's only 4 films left on my list. So I'll just ask each of these 4 if you're excited or if you've heard of it.
Okay.
Okay. Adam's Family. Are you excited for that? The animated one.
I've heard of it. I'm not really excited for it.
Yeah, I saw the trailer. I'm intrigued by it because I've never seen the original Adams Family, and the voice cast in here is exciting. So I probably won't see it opening night, but if I'm like free and nothing to do, I'll probably check it out.
Yeah.
Terminator Dark Fate.
Heard of it. Not excited for it.
Did you saw the
Yeah,
trailer
I've
for this
seen
one?
the trailer a few times. It just, I don't know. It doesn't look very good to me.
Yeah.
Especially some of the, like, on the, I think when they're going down like the highway, and then
Yeah.
he
The fight. The fight
he like
with.
jumps across
Mhm.
the effects.
I know
on
which
that,
thing you're talking about.
yeah, they look so bad. And I know that was a few months ago, so they probably perfected it, but yeah, it just doesn't interest me really at all.
Yeah, I really want to like this film. Hopefully, it's good because I'm a fan of the first Deadpool, and of course, Tim Miller is directing this, so it's gonna be more
Yeah.
grounded. I'm assuming, and then people say it's gonna be good. Hopefully, I don't know if it's screened anywhere or is in a festival anywhere. I don't know if it is, but I'm excited for Sarah Connor being back and Mackenzie Davis, who she was in. Did you saw Tali from? I don't know if it's last year or 2 years ago. I can't remember. But Mackenzie Davis was in the film
I think
Tali
so.
with Charlize Theron,
No, I don't
and
think so.
good. She's good in that. And Gabriel Luna, I believe that's his name.
Mhm.
He was Ghost Rider in
Yep.
Agents of Shield, which I know you watch Agents of Shield. I don't.
Yeah, he
So
was good as Ghost Rider.
yeah. So hopefully it's good. The action, okay, the action scenes looks great. I just hope the story is good
Mhm.
because Genesis was not the best, obviously. And yeah, I just I just wish at least for their marketing because I'm always a fan. You guys, you know that I'm a fan of scores and scores in particular. Soundtracks is fine. I like scores, and which is why when the Doctor Sleep trailer dropped and they put the score of the original The Shining, I got so pumped. But we didn't hear Brett Fidel's score from the Terminator and Terminator 2 in any of these up in these trailers.
Yeah.
Just like put that in the trailer. The trailer will be so much better,
Mhm.
So yeah. But I don't know who's composing this one, actually. I'll
Yeah, I'm
actually
not sure
check.
either.
Okay, so yeah, while I'm checking that, Black Christmas, have you heard of it?
I don't think so. That's the first one I haven't heard of.
Yeah, so Black Christmas is,
Wait, wait.
I believe it's
So there's a Last Christmas and a Black Christmas.
there is a film called Last Christmas. Oh yeah, there is Last Christmas. Yep,
Yeah,
I
the
just
one on
mentioned
the
Last
list.
Christmas.
Yeah,
My bad, I forget it for a moment. Yeah, Last Christmas. I don't know what studio's releasing it. Black Christmas, I believe it's Blumhouse. I'll double check. But yeah, Blumhouse is known for their horror movie.
Horror.
And this is about, if you want to see the trailer, you should see the trailer. And this is a remake, I believe, of an older film. I think it has been remade twice. I think the first one was starring Margot Kidder, if I'm not wrong. And then I know there is one with Mary Elizabeth Winstead. And now there is a new one in 2019. And I'm not familiar with the cast at all. But it's about, Carrie Elways is in it. That's the only one I know.
Mm.
But it's about a bunch of sorority sisters in college. and there is like it's on Christmas, and then there was a murder or something like that. I am not too sure, but I think it's a slasher film
Yeah.
based on the trailer. But it looks like it's gonna be raunchy and it's gonna be fun. Plus Blumhouse know what they're doing. So yeah, Last Christmas, Black Christmas, but I'm more excited about Last Christmas because I'm more of a rom-com guy than a horror guy.
Yeah. So I think I agree with you.
By the way, the one composing Dark Fate is Junkie XL, who composed Deadpool.
Yeah.
So yeah, that should be interesting. Okay, my last one on the list that I have, surprisingly quite high because I saw the trailer and I don't know what to expect, and the trailer excites me so much. Even though I've never seen any of their other films, and this is the third film in the trilogy, so I should probably watch the other two films. And it's Jay and Silent Bob reboot.
That comes out this year?
I believe so.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, I've heard of it. I didn't know it was coming out this year, though. But yeah, it's not on my list either.
Have you seen the other two?
No, I haven't.
Yeah,
I have
really
never
want
seen a
to.
Kevin Smith movie, so
Same, but I really want to, man. Because his type of comedy, I feel like is very, very on the nose
yeah,
and very. He's not pulling back, unlike the raunchy comedy.
yeah.
So I'm really excited for it, and yeah, it's coming out October 15th, and I'm probably gonna see the first two before this one came out because the premise is interesting. They're stopping because if you want to know the premise, it's you know how Hollywood's making like reboots and everything
Yeah.
all the time.
Mhm.
So they're Jay and Silent Bob. They want to stop a Hollywood studio from rebooting one of their favorite films. So they're going to Hollywood to try to stop that. And the cast is incredible. I'll say the cast pretty soon, but
Isn't Ben Affleck going to be in it?
yeah. Okay. Jason Mewes, of course, as Jay. Kevin Smith and Silent Bob. Harley Quinn Smith, which is Kevin Smith's daughter, is in it.
Yeah.
Who else is in it? Craig Robinson, Joe Manganiello, Justin Long, David Dasmalchian, Melissa Benoist, Val Kilmer, Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. So yeah, that's a lot of cast. And because in the did you see the trailer?
No, I haven't.
I'll spoil the trailer for you. The
Okay.
first scene that happens in the trailer, there is a shot of a mangina. And I'm like, wow, they showed that in the trailer?
Yeah.
I guess I know what I'm expecting in this film. I'm like, wow, that is not expected at all. So yeah. That really, I guess I don't want to say that really excites me, but that intrigues me to
Yeah.
really watch the film and Kevin Smith's comedy.
Sounds crazy.
I bet it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have no more films on my list. Is there any films on your list?
No, we went through them all. Yeah, I
Okay.
probably could have added a couple more, but to keep
Yeah,
it, some of the
Yeah, but-
smaller film festival films.
I'm pretty sure there is. But yeah, well, if you have to make a prediction out of the films that you've seen from this year, or a film that's gonna come out for the rest of the year, what film do you think have a good chance of being nominated or win Best Picture? Even though you haven't seen it, just make a prediction.
Trying to
Actually,
think.
one for each. One film that you've seen that you think have a chance of making it at least nominated, and one film that you think will, based on the one that you have not seen.
I think.
Sorry,
I
I'm putting you
haven't-
on the spot.
No, I haven't seen Rocket Man. But
Oh, okay.
I think it might have a chance. Just after last year with Bo Rap. But yeah, I haven't seen it, so I'm not sure how good it is. I have heard good. I mean, it has better reviews than Rocket Man, so or than Bo Rap. Sorry.
Mhm.
Other than that, a couple others. I guess Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It's possible. I don't know.
It might be just because
yeah.
of this.
I kind of hope it does because I really love that movie.
Mhm.
Other ones that I haven't seen, potentially like Knives Out. Jojo
Yeah, I feel
Rabbit.
like Knives Out have a pretty good chance.
Yeah, Knives Out. I feel like could be. I don't know. I don't know if what he was going for necessarily. If he was going for like a Best Picture nomination, or if it's just like just kind of like a fun.
Well,
movie.
then again, the Academy Award voters have been getting younger and getting more diverse. So their taste in film might, it might be. I mean, there's one film last year that got nominated that was not expected to be nominated. I mean, yeah, no one expected Black Panther to win it. No, not a
Yeah.
lot of people thought Green Book's gonna win, but Green Book won.
Yeah.
So
Other one maybe like Ford v Ferrari. I've
yeah,
heard some
Joker
buzz
maybe.
Joker. Yeah. There are
Do
a
you,
lot of them that have potential,
do you,
but it just
do you
depends
think
on what kind.
Irishman? Do you think Irishman could do it?
I don't know, because it is being released theatrically, but I think mostly through Netflix.
Limited release,
It's limited, so which doesn't mean anything, but
yeah. How about we don't mention this? How about Cats? Do you think that's gonna get nominated? It's gonna be nominated for Razzie.
used to talk about Cats.
Yeah, I forget about it. Oh, there's a trailer that just dropped recently, and I just because I'm scrolling through the list. There's a trailer that just dropped recently, and it's gonna be released on December 20th. And the trailer it's a teaser, and there was barely any dialogues, and it's so engaging. It's Bombshell, Margot Robbie, Charlize Theron, Nicole Kidman.
Yeah, it's about I think Roger Ailes and like Fox News.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with the real story, but it looks great.
Yeah.
That might have a chance. At least acting, it might have a chance.
Yeah. Trying to think. There were.
Do you think Endgame have a chance to make it being nominated?
I don't know. I could definitely see like a supporting actor or best actor nomination.
For Robert?
Yeah, probably. But I doubt best picture.
Yeah.
I hope it gets nominated for score though.
Oh, I hope it win for score.
Yeah, well, you never know. Didn't it lose to what did it lose to last year? Was it
I mean, Black Panther won last year. So.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the score for Black Panther was great.
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood might have a chance actually.
Mhm.
Because
I forgot Little Women. We didn't talk about
Oh
that.
yeah, we didn't talk about that.
I
I think
that being a contender.
Mhm. Also, we didn't talk about it because I have not seen it. I heard it's good, and I didn't put it on the list because technically it's out yet. Peanut Butter Falcon. I heard that's really good.
The Farewell. I haven't
Farewell
seen
as well.
it, yeah, that's on my list too because it had
Yeah,
really great reviews.
it's Peanut Butter Falcon and The Farewell. I don't think The Farewell is playing anymore. It might, but Peanut Butter
I
Falcon.
couldn't find it anywhere.
Peanut Butter Falcon is playing in Lafayette 7. So yeah, I really want to go there if I got a chance to.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a film called Just Mercy, which I have not heard of, but it stars Michael B. Jordan, Jamie Foxx, Brie Larson, O'Shea Jackson Jr., and people say it's pretty good. So yeah. But yeah, maybe. I don't know. Ad Astra, maybe.
Yeah, there are a ton of contenders this year.
Maybe if Aeronauts is any good, just because of the two casts alone, maybe that's it. Yeah, we'll see. 1917 that we talked about briefly. But yeah. All right, so yeah, I think we cover a lot here. Talk about a lot of films. Talk about good film that we've seen. Talk film that we haven't seen. Is there anything else you want to add, or you think you covered everything?
I think that's it. Yeah, we went through a ton of movies.
Okay, so yeah, that has been it for the show. I'll let Matt, if you want to plug anything, your socials or Real Genius Club or anything, just feel free.
Okay. Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter and Letterboxd at Movie Magic 97.
Okay, you stop at the time when I was drinking, right there. Very perfect timing. So yeah, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Wiradharma, and you can subscribe to this YouTube channel. If you're watching it on YouTube, just click the subscribe button. It's that easy. If you want to subscribe on our Apple Podcast, which you should, on Spotify, Podcast, Castbox, wherever you listen to your podcast, go do that. Support us. It's called Councilmen Show, and also you can follow at Councilmen Show on Twitter and Instagram. And as we're wrapping up, of course, my other co-host chimed in with "Weathering with You is the best," which is it's Makoto Shinkai's film, which is not out in the US until 2020, which is I'm frustrated with. So yeah, that's just one that's out this year, but unlikely it's getting nominated. Even for animated, I don't think it's gonna get a chance. But yeah, where was I? I got interrupted. Okay, I was plugging that. Oh yeah, do you want to plug Real Genius?
Yeah. Yeah. If you're at Purdue and you like movie trivia or just hanging out and talking about movies, then you should join. What's our Twitter handle? I can't remember. I get
I'll
that
I'll
Instagram.
check right now.
It's like
uh,
Real
it's
Genius.
it's one of the two. Uh, Real Genius Club at Twitter. So the other one is Real Genius Purdue at Instagram.
Yep. Yep. So just follow us, message us if you're interested in joining. Even if you don't go to Purdue, you can follow us and keep up to date with all of our activities, stuff like that.
It's a lot of fun.
Yep.
If you're good at movie trivia, maybe you have a chance to kick Matt's ass like how Andrew claims that he did, but technically he never did.
Yeah.
Big talk for that guy, huh?
Yeah. Games mid chat.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that will be it for now. Once again, leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment, let us know what your most excited film is. Tweet at us, subscribe, and yeah, until next time, the council has spoken. Goodbye.